Hello friends, today I will talk about Sun in the 7th house of Leo Ascendant. As you can see on the horoscope on my side, this is a Leo Ascendant horoscope where number 5 is written in the Lagna or the top center, and this is the sign Leo, number 5, and Sun is the lord of this sign. So if you have number 5 written in your horoscope at this point, then your ascendant is Leo. In this video, I will cover the effects of Sun, the general characteristics, and thereafter I will go to the more exact and accurate results through the nakshatras, because every house has 3 nakshatras. Now Sun is placed in the 7th house, which is right opposite its own sign, and therefore the Sun becomes detrimental in this placement. Also, the Lagna, of which Sun is the lord. Now Sun is right opposite the Lagna itself. And Lagna is what? Lagna is ourselves, our body, our mind, our thinking, our attitude. And basically Lagna is me, whereas Sun has now come right opposite. That means now we are talking about everything which is other than me. That is all the people with whom I deal. That is what the 7th house represents. Primarily the 7th house also represents marriage, but this is not the only house for marriage, because if marriage happens, then the wish of the person or desire is also getting fulfilled. So we see the 11th house also, and after marriage the size of the family increases, so we see the 2nd house also. This is the house of our legal bondage or legal partnerships. So it also represents our partner in business and how the person will be, and thereby it also represents what kind of success we will have in a partnership business. And since now it is opposite Lagna and it is telling us about everything which is other than ourselves, it deals and tells about all the people with whom we will deal in this world, how the people perceive us, what will be our relationships with the other parties. Also, now because Lagna also indicates our home, so the 7th house will also indicate in a way something connected to foreign or abroad. That is what kind of profession or reputation, honor, all these things a person is going to get from foreign countries. And the 7th house also represents our 3rd younger brother or sister, and it also represents our 2nd child. So these are the significations of the 7th house. Now in addition, we have Sun placed here. Now what does Sun represent? Sun represents, first of all, the father, because Sun is considered to have given life to all the living beings, everything in this universe. And because Sun has given life, it is also a significator of health, and Sun represents the king. It is the king of all planets, and now we don't have a king, we have governments, so it represents governments or high officials. And Sun, when it rises in the east, it gives us light, and therefore Sun represents light. But more than that, what it represents is that a human being is comfortable in light. During daytime, we can see things, the transparency of things increase. So this nature the Sun gives to the person, whereby the person with the characteristics of Sun will be more open, honest and frank. And this is also because Sun is also a sattvic planet, or a planet of good karmas and good deeds. In addition, we have all seen the Sun rise from the east every day at the same time. Sun goes around the earth every 24 hours. It is very regular and very continuous in its movement. So Sun gives the similar characteristics to the person. That is, the person will be regular in their habits. Wherever Sun is placed in the horoscope, it will show that regarding the significations of that house, Sun makes the person a very, very regular. So these were the common things that we discussed about this house. Now we see there is number 11 written in the 7th house. 11th sign is the sign Aquarius, and Saturn is the lord of this sign. And Saturn and Sun are enemies. So we must remember that. And second thing is the number 11 Aquarius sign. It is an air sign which makes the person quite intelligent, and it is right opposite the sign Leo, which is the sign of Sun, which is actually a fire sign. So now fire and air have come opposite to each other. So having considered all these basic factors, when we look at the placement of Sun in this house, we will find that the house being a house of marriage, the person will be very attached to marriage. And when we talk of marriage, we also talk of the physical relation between the husband and wife. The Sun representing the king, that means now the spouse of the person, the wife or the husband, will have the characteristics of Sun. In the sense, they will have a magnanimous personality, very impressive looking, a magnetic personality. People will get attracted towards them. And like a king, they would want to maintain themselves in a very good condition. Their house, their children, they will maintain them very well so that everyone should come and praise them. And why this praise is required? Because Sun gives ego. In the bad sense and in the good sense, in both sense, Sun gives self-respect, a self-esteem. And in case Sun is very malefic in the horoscope, then it can either reduce the self-confidence of the spouse of this person, or it will make the spouse very arrogant. And one way to understand and identify this is by looking at the sign number 11. That sign belongs to Saturn, and Saturn also signifies our hair. Whereas Sun, when it is very strong, tends to remove hair, especially from the front part of the head. So in case the spouse is losing hair from the front part of their head, then we can say that Sun is very strong so far as they are concerned. And now this losing hair from the top of the head will have two implications. One is that they will have either very good relationships with their father, or that their father will be very dominating, or their father will have a very good, very strong influence over their personalities, attitude and thinking, and they would be very attached to their father. But in case there is a malefic influence on the Sun in the same placement, in that case, the person will not have good relations with their father. And when I say person, I mean the spouse of this person whose horoscope it is. And they will also have problems with their bosses or seniors in government. And their ego in this case is going to turn into arrogance and a kind of a fighting nature, or a tendency to show that they are superior can take place. The spouse will generally be from a very good family background, a family of high status, more money, and probably a well-known family. All these characteristics the spouse can get. The person here will be quite attached. However, Sun from the same house is going to aspect the Lagna, its own sign, and therefore Sun will give its own these similar characteristics to the owner of the horoscope also, because of its seventh aspect. And so, because now the owner of the horoscope and the spouse have a similar characteristics of ego, self-esteem, self-respect, in case there is a little bit of malefic influence on the Sun, in that case, both the couple will have tiffs and arguments between themselves because of ego tussles. Coming to the business part of it, as we have discussed, Sun goes regularly. It is very continuous and regular in its movement. So similarly, this person will also be very continuous and regular in his efforts towards his partnership business. And because of that, he will get success. The seventh house indicates marriage. And in case Mercury is connected in the Dasha Antardasha in any way with the Sun, In that case, we will find that this person will get married during the period when Sun and Mercury come together in Dasha Antardasha, either in Sun Mahadasha and Mercury Antardasha, or Mercury and Sun. In whichever combination they come, the person is likely to get married here. These are the general results of Sun here. Now, because the 7th house also represents something to do with abroad, a person going away, what it means is that the person can get good name and fame in foreign countries. And because Sun is involved, it could mean that it may be because of a connection with the government, and because the 7th house represents the spouse and business. When we connect these three, we can say that the name and fame and reputation the person acquires outside, or the influence the person has outside, could be because of his business, could be because of their spouse, or it could be because of their own efforts that they make towards going abroad, their personality, their working style. It could be because of that. The 7th house also shows journeys for the person, but specifically we must remember, while the 3rd house shows short journeys and 9th house will show long journeys, the 7th house shows typical journeys wherein a person has breaks in the journey, like we go on a single journey but we visit 4 or 5 places in that one single journey. That kind of a thing the 7th house also shows. And Sun showing a regularity and continuous movements indicates in this position that a person will definitely have a lot of journeys so far as this is concerned. So these are the general effects of Sun placed in the 7th house of Leo Ascendant. Now when we look at more precise results, we must look at the nakshatra part of it, and we will find that when Sun is in the sign Aquarius in a Leo Ascendant, it can be in one of the 3 nakshatras, either of Mars or Rahu or Jupiter. When Sun is from 0 degrees to 6 degrees 40 minutes in Aquarius. Now here it can be in the nakshatra of Mars. And one thing to remember here is that because the degree is very less, Sun here can also give the effect of the 6th house. So you must cross-check the effects which are coming on you, and in case more effects are coming of the 6th house, then you must check out our video regarding the 6th house effects of Sun. Now here, when Sun is in the nakshatra of Mars, the additional results that will come are mainly going to do with education. The person's life may be attached to education in some way, or the person's business may be connected to education, both basic education and higher education. And this placement of Sun is good for every kind of education for the person. It is also beneficial so far as purchase of a property, procurement of a vehicle, and in case the person is involved in agriculture, this placement is good. The person here will be quite influenced by both his mother and his father. However, in this particular placement, there may be an issue between the parents of this person. Also with this placement, the person will have a lot of long travels. He'll be interested in religion, and he may have a lot of changes in job, or he may want to do something new or invest something new when the Dasha or Antardasha Sun becomes active. It will be good for the higher education of the person also. Now when Sun is from 6 degrees 40 minutes to 20 degrees in the same sign, in the same house, it will be in the nakshatra of Rahu. So here we must remember that the exact results, additional results which will come because of Rahu will depend on the placement of Rahu in the horoscope. And since Rahu does not own any houses, The exact results cannot be told. However, we must remember that the intrinsic nature of Rahu is giving everything suddenly or very quickly, and overall Rahu is malefic. So, when Sun is in the nakshatra of Rahu here, the results which will come are likely to be very sudden, and they are likely to be wrong most of the times. And so one must be careful about it and get the horoscope analyzed in case any malefic influence is coming. Now, when Sun is in the same placement from 20 degrees to 30 degrees, now Sun has moved to the last degrees of this particular house, and from here the effect can also shift towards the 8th house, and here it will be in the nakshatra of Jupiter, and we will find that the additional results which come will include a problem in childbirth for the person. Childbirth will be promised in case Mercury is corrected in the Dasha Dasha. Also, regarding love affairs, the person will have a tendency to get into love affairs. However, it can also be a secret or a hidden love affair. Now, in case Moon is connected with Sun in the Mahadasha or Antardasha, in that case, the secret love affair is likely to become open, come out in open, and this person may lose a reputation and get defamation because of that. However, in case Mercury is connected in the Dasha Antardasha, in that case, this person's love affair is likely to convert into marriage, and he is also likely to get dowry, because mainly what has happened here is that Jupiter is the lord of the 5th house, which indicates our love affairs, and Sun is Sun is placed in the 7th house, which indicates marriage. So the chances of love marriage with a little bit of difficulty are there. This person will benefit if he is connected in any way to any kind of factory production or anything to do with artistic production, like producing a song, a music, an actor, an actress, even a software developer, because development of a new software is also a creative production. So any kind of creative production, this person is likely to benefit there. However, the chances of an extramarital affair cannot be ruled out in this case. Also, this person will be interested in occult studies like astrology, Reiki, numerology, angel cards, etc. And the person is likely to get some money in inheritance, or the person can be connected to the profession of insurance or gratuity, etc., or get a lump sum money from these things. And in case there is some money which is stuck for the person, in that case the person is likely to get that money back also if other good planets are connected to the Sun in the Dasha Antardasha. So overall, when we look at this placement of Sun, these will be the results, and for stock market and short-term gains such as lottery or horse racing, etc., this is not a good placement of Sun. So people having Sun in Leo Ascendant in the 7th house should preferably try to avoid these things. And these are the results only of Sun given in this placement. There are many other combinations. And in case malefic influence of Sun are coming here, then there can be two types of malefic influence. One is that the person will get into a lot of fights and arguments with other people because of ego issues, or the self-confidence of the person may become very low or very high, in the sense the person can become arrogant, a show-off personality. He will develop an attitude where he would not want any other person to look better than him. Under very malefic influence, these kind of things can happen. It can also lead to a little bit of increase of weight for the person during the Sun Dasha or Mahadasha, and under slightly more malefic influence on the Sun, the person can have problems in their eyes or regarding blood pressure or something related to heart and bones. Also, the person here can have issues with their father or issues with the government, with Sun in this case. So these were the general results of Sun that we see. And in case the negative influence is coming, then in remedies we donate the items of Jupiter, that is a yellow chana dal, to be given to any Brahmin or priest on Thursday mornings. But before doing any remedies or any kind of such precautions or actions, please have your horoscope analyzed by competent astrologers. So overall, when we look at Sun in this placement, we will see one thing it indicates clearly is that the person will have something to do, most likely with foreign countries, and the person is most likely to be in business. So I hope you would have liked this video. See you in the next video. Thank you.